Following the previous tutorial, this tutorial will expand on the single light method we used and incorporate two light patterns and simple wiring on the breadboard. You'll need everything you had for the last tutorial, along with 4 wires, the breadboard, and a single LED light. The building of your Arduino is similar to the previous tutorial, just outsourced to the breadboard. The breadboard has columns which are connected to each other. Start by placing one of the LEDs on one end on one side of the breadboard, making sure that you remember which one is the shorter pin and which is the longer. We'll use wires to attach the sensors to the Arduino, placing the wire in the same column as the pin it needs to attach to. For example, we'll attach one end of the wire to one of the 3 ground pins on the Arduino board, and the other end of the wire to the same column on the breadboard that the shorter pin is connected to. In the same way, we'll attach a wire to pin number 13, like we did in the last tutorial, and the other end to the column with the longer pin on the sensor. We'll do the same thing in 2 different columns on the breadboard for the other light. Since the lights have to be grounded to work, and there's only one ground pin next to the digital pin, you'll need to do this if you want more than one light. Now that the wiring is complete, we move on to the coding, which is also just as simple and similar as the previous code. We'll use the same setup as last time, so if you saved it, just open it back up in the Arduino program. We'll need to add another integer for the new light. You can use whatever pins you like, but for this example, I'll keep the red one in pin 13, and the yellow I'll assign to pin 9. We'll also have to add a new parameter so that the sketch knows that pin number 9, or whatever pin you chose for yellow, is also going to be used for output. If you forget to put this in, the yellow LED will not blink as bright, or just not blink at all. Next, we must tell the yellow LED to do something. To fully illustrate this example, we'll have the 2 LED lights alternate blinks, so that while one is on, the other is off, and so on. In the previous code, we already have the delays set up for the right times. Now we just need to add in the new LED light. Underneath the digital right for the red LED, we'll add a new digital right with yellow, low in the parentheses. Then after the delay, write the opposite. Underneath the red, low, put yellow, high in parentheses. Make sure there are no errors in your code, and you've got semicolons after each line of code inside and outside of the brackets, and you're ready to upload. Now we see a slight blink from the 13 LED signifying the read of the sketch, and then the lights should be flashing opposite each other. And that's where this tutorial ends. Again, you can use what you've learned in the past 2 tutorials to make different blinking patterns, and even add some more LED pins for more options now that you know how to wire the breadboard. In the next tutorial, we'll look at the RGB LED sensor, which allows you to make different colors with one light.